Thailand's Prime Minister said yesterday that a countrywide lockdown could become inevitable if the current outbreak centred in Samut Sakhon can't be contained. With that province locked down since the weekend, the challenge is to test as many people as possible, trace those who've travelled away from the province, and segregate anyone showing any signs of the virus. Samut Sakhon is said, according to the WHO, to have close to 500,000 Burmese in its midst, the majority employed in the seafood industry, and many are thought to be here illegally. For them, the word is out, no punishment provided they get themselves tested too. Meanwhile, Thailand's borders with Burma are being monitored as never before to prevent others from entering illegally. As Thailand shakes from the weekend shock, so the positive tests within the community rose to well over 1,000 yesterday, and this despite a concentration on initially testing mostly in that province alone. The success of the testing will determine the extent of any more COVID regulations needed to contain it. In addition to the cases found in Samut Sakhon, 3 have been found in Saraburi, 5 in Bangkok, 2 each in Pathumthani and Nakhon Phanom, and 1 in Chachoengsao, Petchaburi and Uttaradit. Here in Pattaya, as we reported to you yesterday afternoon, City Hall held meetings through Monday and yesterday morning before concluding that in the interest of safety, all events set up by the city for New Year would be cancelled, along with nightclubs being banned from allowing any form of dancing and social distancing becoming a key issue for any venue wanting to stay open. Hotels and venues can still offer New Year and festive events, but are required to register them with Banglamung licensing officers with a detailed outline of how social distancing and hygiene will be applied to those events. People with bookings for festive meals are recommended to chat with the venues. Most, we're told, will continue, albeit with additional precautions. Giving them their due, City Hall has worked with venues and local groups over the past few months to revive events here, drawing an increased number of visitors from around Thailand and putting a little back into the local economy, and the cancellations have been felt very personally by the mayor and his direct team. That decision, though, won't be unique, as more and more regions will follow suit. Will there be any more steps towards a lockdown? That's what everyone's asking, and the answer simply depends on the success of the virus containment. For now, though, it appears that the goal is to detract visitors from coming here and thus keep the chance of a virus breakout in our own region at a very, very minimum. For what it's worth, we can fully expect other provinces to control traffic through their regions as New Year approaches, a time when traditionally Thais return to their family homes, which in itself could cause a spread. This at a time when Bangkokians have been warned that smog levels will rise and become unhealthy this week through to at least New Year, something which is hardly conducive to good health and recovery. Other questions coming in include, is it safe to eat seafood now? The answer is yes. Despite much of the national supply passing through the wholesale chains, no one eats seafood without cooking it and washing their hands afterwards, and there's no evidence to suggest that the virus can be transmitted via dead fish. Should I believe what I read in the social media? Absolutely not. Most of it is either fake news, gossip, or worse. No region will hide news of outbreaks, and reports of this, that, or another province having mass outbreaks have all proven so far to be false. Will this affect Christmas in any way? Absolutely not. In fact, the only good news that we have is that Santa Claus is definitely still coming to Thailand on Christmas Eve and is even hosting a show from 8 till 11 on Christmas morning on Fabulous 103. If for no other reason than that we all need a bit of cheer in these odd times. And with a reminder, mitts, masks and meters, wash your hands, wear a mask and keep social distancing. And the Met Office promising highs today of 30 degrees, dropping down to a chilly 20 degrees later on. That is the local and national news from Fab FM. For videos and of course to keep up with Fabulous Pattaya, visit alwayspattaya.com.